Hello and welcome to Cat Daddy Dictionary. I am your host, Jackson Galaxy. Today, let us begin our discussion with the word onomatopoeia. What is onomatopoeia? It is what it says it is, a word that sounds like what it is. For instance, bam, or belch, or bark, or today's word, boop. What is boop? Well, it depends on who you ask. It is a long-standing and long-debated term of affection. And according to those who practice boop, it is not boop unless you say boop. So it is complicated. And with that, let us consult the dictionary because really, look at me. Do I look like I know what boop is? No, that's why we have books. Bam, belch, boop. To gently press the nose of any being, feline or otherwise, whilst saying the word boop. Yeah, that seems obvious. To use in sentence, Harvey has the most boopable little nose. I just booped that dog's nose. That dog's nose is now booped. Okay, well, that's fairly obvious and there is no other explanation here. So sometimes the dictionary doesn't give us everything we need. But from what I can gather, boop is a way of showing that we are one. My finger, your nose. And we say the word boop. From what I have heard from others, it is not a boop unless you say boop. Allow me to demonstrate. Boop. Ha ha ha. Even doing it to myself, it's kind of cute and fun, but weird at the same time. Boop is something that brings us together. It is not demeaning, insulting, or patronizing to the animal themselves. The animal seems to know that what we are doing is showing love, is showing affection. At least that is what I'm told. I wouldn't boop anybody if you paid me $1 million. Boop means love. Boop means life. It's a most needed term which encompasses all the pristine, sublime motions where your finger touches upon the exquisite, finest manifestation of noses, feline or otherwise, and from the depth of an awestruck soul comes forth a single word, boop. A word which successfully combines the deepest meaning of beauty, the purest form of closeness, and the earnest, inmost sincere, unblemished expression of love. That, my dear friend, is poetry, and it is the true meaning of boop. This is one of those times where I do feel like I learned something. Something has been transmitted to me, as if the universe reached down and said, boop. Jackson Galaxy. Boop. I swore I wasn't going to get emotional, but boop carries weight. Boop carries love in a finger. Boop. My dear friends, that is boop. Now, I cannot tell you why is boop, but that is why we have someone else here, somebody without my charismatic magnetism, but still fairly knowledgeable. So I give you to someone else. Hello, someone else. And welcome, you guys. I know I'm not even remotely as exciting as my predecessor, but I'll do whatever I can, especially when we're talking about boop or boop. I mean, once you start going with the boop, you can't stop. I mean, check this out. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I couldn't stop. I could not stop myself. Now everyone in the house is booped. I feel better. We now have explored the boop of it all, but is there a why to the boop? Well, kind of, in a way. Now, obviously, we as humans did not set out to imitate anything when we started booping all of the animals. I think it's a very childlike thing in this way of just coming together and just, oh, you're so cute, I have to boop, 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 boop. you know? But why? Is there something subconscious in us and subconscious in animals? Yeah, actually. Well, at least I think so. Let's first talk about how cats boop each other. And they do. Nose-to-nose communication is a very common form of greeting for cats. It's almost like a handshake or a fist bump. Oh, it's kind of like a fist bump. The cats who know one another will go nose to nose just to say hi, to actually smell what's on the other one's nose. Where were they? Where have you been sleeping? Did you eat something yummy? That kind of thing. For cats who might not know each other very well, it's a non-threatening way of coming together, establishing a bit of a group scent and passing it on to the other cats in the house. Now, sometimes nose to nose doesn't go all that well. Sometimes it's meant as a, hey, smell this, buddy. No, I don't. Now, what makes the cat version of boop such a non-threatening and oftentimes affectionate move? Well, it actually starts the second they're born. Cats, of course, are born with their eyes closed. And of course, their sense of smell isn't fully developed, but they do use it as their eyes as they try to find mom's nipple and they try to start getting milk. They can smell milk, they can smell mom, so it guides them in. So of course, that initial form of nose to mom is the ultimate primitive form of loving communication. And you'll see littermates do it to one another. It is a form of communication and a welcoming and a greeting that goes on for the rest of their lives. So that's how cats kind of go for the boop with each other. And how we sort of found this way to become one of the cat tribe and greet our cats the way they would be greeted. I don't know where it came from, man, but it is that cat handshake. I have spoken a lot about this. In fact, I have a method of meeting cats in a very non-threatening way that I have called the Michelangelo. That's because I had no better way of describing the way that you want to greet a cat, which basically is hand out, and then you would sort of relax your finger just like this so that it becomes a non-threatening, obviously you don't want to do this, non-threatening way, and you extend out, and then down here where the cat is, you allow them to come up. The second they do this, you then push forward, and then it becomes this greeting so that your scent mingles with theirs across some of their more important scent glands, and of course it's a very pleasing feeling for them. So this Michelangelo greeting, I've been using it for as long as I've been working with cats. Now, how did I think of it? I have no idea. I think it's just sort of stored in our collective cat-human subconscious, and it just comes out. And then there's the jubilation part of it, right? We have discovered this way of coming together in loving unison, and now we just got to give it a name, and we're going to call it Boop.
Boop.
Because, as we've been saying, onomatopoeia, it is what it sounds like, boop. As a matter of fact, when I actually did a little bit of researching here, what I found was it's not a boop unless you say boop. So boop on, folks. So boop is this wonderful sort of jubilation and loving gesture, but it's also a great way for you to meet new cats. Instead of trying to make eye contact, instead of staring at a strange animal, which they won't like, doing the Michelangelo is a great way to do it. Just have patience, let them pet you, let them come in for the boop, then you can rub up against their ears, the top of their head, in the same way that we do a lot of things with cats. It's about patience, it's about letting them come to you. And believe me, you guys, I fall into this trap as much as anybody else. As much as I say you gotta let the cat come to you, you gotta do the petting, of course, that works. It works for cats you've never met before, but your cats, if you want to boop, go and boop, man. And that's it, you guys. The what behind the boop, the why behind the boop, and the joy and the wonderfulness of boop, 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 boop. Go forth and boop. All right, you guys, until next time, all light and all love and all mojo to you.